and IBD life. This is where we get to discuss all aspects of having an ostomy or IBD, from the physical to the mental and emotional issues. I'm your host, Elaine O'Rourke, and I have an ostomy, and this week's topic is highlighting the fact that ostomies save lives. My ostomy certainly helped to save my life, and we will also be discussing about ostomy awareness and how you can get involved. I will be bringing on my special guest, who is Ed Pfueller from the United Ostomy Associations of America. They are a most amazing organization and really help with advocacy. I first got involved with the UOAA last year when I was fortunate enough to present teaching yoga at the conference and also exhibiting about my program, Surviving to Thriving, Overcoming Ostomy Challenges so you can live a fulfilling life. So I will be bringing Ed in a little bit later. I also am delighted that I share articles and videos on their website, and they are an amazing, amazing resource and do fantastic work for people with ostomies. So firstly, a little bit about how I came about getting my ostomy. Back in 2005, February 2005, my Crohn's disease took a drastic turn for the worst. The disease began to manifest very differently in my body. Up to that point in time, I'd never been hospitalized. I just took all the different drugs, dealt with my flare-ups. But now I was having symptoms in my rectal area. I was beginning to get abscesses, fissures, fistulas, and it was so, so uncomfortable. I had my first experience going to the operating room, and then it seemed like every Friday that I was ending up in the operating room and having a wee visit in the hospital. So, of course, this was really unpleasant. My health went down the toilet literally really, really fast. I ended up having to live with my amazing sister, Janine, who is also an endoscopy GI nurse. So I had the best of nursing care at her house. But I remember just being so debilitated. I couldn't eat anything because I knew what went in had to come out, and that was going to be really uncomfortable. Plus, when you are that ill, the last thing you're thinking about is having any food. So I was wasting away to nothing. And I literally do remember lying in the spare room in the bed, having a conversation with the higher powers, going, you know what? If it's my time to die, I am ready. I am ready, but I cannot take this discomfort anymore. So let's go one way or the other. And then in my visit to the doctor that week, the word ostomy was brought up. And to be honest, I really didn't know what an ostomy was. I'd never seen one, didn't even think that that would be anything that I would get. So I was a little bit ignorant about what they are and their function. But 5 days later, I ended up under the knife and getting firstly, a temporary ileostomy. This was to help my colon and rectum to have time to heal. That was the objective. But unfortunately, I was so diseased that after a year, I really wasn't that much better. I regained a little bit of strength, but my quality of life was really, really crappy. So I made the decision that I would go for the permanent surgery, that I would have my colon and rectum completely removed. If I hadn't had, first of all, the temporary ileostomy, I really don't think I'd be here today. And then having it all removed, and once I recovered, and I won't say that it was all pleasant, I certainly had a lot of emotional breakdowns, but once I had my colon and rectum removed, once I'd recovered from the surgeries, I never felt better in my entire life. I was suddenly going, wow, I have all of this energy. I was bouncing off the walls, wondering, is this how everybody else feels? Because this is amazing. So I know I'm very fortunate. I've been doing really well, 15 years now with my ostomy, Ingle. and I'm able to do everything. I'm really active. I teach yoga, I surf, I do this, that, I travel the world. And that is my hope for everybody with an ostomy. So if you are struggling, please reach out to me. I have my program that helps people, but you can get back on your feet. And if you're not, then we're here to help you. So that is a little bit of my backstory. And now I'm going to bring on Ed. Oh, firstly, if you have any comments, please put them up. We love to hear from you. I would love to know, do you have an ostomy? What sort of ostomy do you have? Also, what is your story? Did your ostomy help save your life? We have Ostomy Awareness Day coming up on October 3rd. So the more that we can do to let people know how ostomies really can help, then that's going to be just amazing for all of us. So post up your comments. It may take me a little bit. They might have a slight delay coming through to me, but I will be checking and monitoring the comments. So I'd love to hear from you. But right now, let me bring Ed into the room.
Hello.
Yes. Let me get myself. Oh, let me get you back here. All right. Hi, Ed.
Hello, hello. Great to see you.
Great to see you too.
Yeah, thanks for having me and sharing your ostomy story. It's really inspiring, and just all the things that you do are just, an inspiration for everyone with the yoga and surfing and everything else. So, you definitely proved that ostomies are a huge lifesaver. So thank you.
Yes, yes, my pleasure. And I love that you have your Ostomies Are Lifesavers shirt on
Yep.
there. That is awesome. So the UOAA, the United Ostomy Association of America, does tremendous work. Their website is ostomy.org. So I put it up there so you can write that down. And definitely, if you haven't checked them out, go onto their website. But Ed, can you tell us a little bit, firstly, what is your role in the UOAA?
Sure. I'm the communications and outreach manager for UOAA. So basically what I do is I produce the monthly e-newsletter. I run our social media accounts. I'm always on the lookout for social media ambassadors and bloggers, people like you who submit great content. Just anyone who thinks, there's something missing that other ostomates could benefit from. I just try to curate all the things out there and bring people together to really get our message out.
Oh, that is fantastic. And I would also like to mention that the UOA is also a nonprofit organization. So the more that we can do in the community to help support, then the more that you great people at the UOA can keep trucking along and doing the work that you are doing. I know that advocacy is a huge thing. We could spend hours talking about it. But with World Ostomy, is it World Ostomy Day or is it just in the States?
Ostomy Awareness Day this year. Every
Ostomy
3
Awareness
years.
Day.
Every
Right.
3 years is World Ostomy Day. So next year.
Next year will be
Yep.
that one. Woohoo! So what can people, well, first of all, what is Ostomy Awareness all about? And what is the UOAA doing in order to get people involved?
Sure. Ostomy awareness is really important for our cause more than many others. There's a lot of awareness about a lot of different cancers and diseases, but when it comes to ostomy, there's most people still don't really understand what's involved with the surgery, who has the surgery, and why. Until they're faced with that themselves. If you think back to how breast cancer was viewed 30, 40 years ago and how secretive it was, still in many ways, living with an ostomy is like that. And people really don't know what to expect, and they have certain stigmas and misinformation about the surgery. So there's just a ton of work we can all do, to really bring a lot of notice to the cause. And that's why 10 years ago, UOAA started Ostomy Awareness Day. And it's really meant for the entire community, everyone, their caregivers, nurses, doctors, manufacturers of products and suppliers, just so everyone can come together and, just try to make a little bit of an impact, at least on that day. With our organization, we're doing this 365. But if people in their busy lives can set aside some time, one day a year, October 3rd, first Saturday of October every year, it really does make a difference.
Right. Yeah, it's amazing. And, I know I came into it from Crohn's, from IBD, but, there's so many reasons why people end up getting an ostomy. So some of the reasons off the top of my head are like cancer, colon cancer, rectal cancer, bladder cancer. It could be from a freak accident. People have them from, when they're young. It's oftentimes, and we were talking about this before, this is one of the myths. Only old people have ostomies. And that's probably how I heard about it. Just kind of like, oh yeah, that's an older person's thing. It's not, right?
Yeah.
Little kids have ostomies. Some people have 2 ostomies. I'm just like, oh my God, bless. And I think that's really important. And the organization does help to highlight that as well, that there's so many different reasons why people end up with an ostomy, all age ranges. I was 35 when I got mine, and you can end up getting one at 80. You can end up getting one at 6. There's no saying, but they do help to save lives. For sure. So what are some of the things that the UOAA is doing this year to really highlight how ostomies save lives? Would you like to share a bit about that, Ed?
Sure. One of the things we're going to do that's new this year is actually what we're doing right now, Facebook Live. We see this as a great opportunity to reach your family and friends. And not everyone's going to be comfortable maybe telling the whole world, or even maybe just a few friends. But every person who knows that ostomies are life-saving, that simple fact, can change lives and perspectives. Just the other day, I heard about a person in a support group who, was very secretive about their ostomy, which many people are, of course. It's very understandable, for 30 years. And then they just decided, okay, now I'm just gonna share with my family and friends. They got the Ostomy Awareness Day T-shirt this year that we're doing for Run for Resilience. And when they did that, they actually found out that their cousin has an ostomy, and they never knew. So just think of all the years that they could have been helping each other and supporting each other, and didn't know, and maybe thought alone. So, it's a great reason to do it, not just to get rid of those stigmas, but, to really, tell yourself that you're not alone. There's a lot of people who are going through the same things you are, and they're struggling, but they're also thriving and doing great and amazing things. So what we're asking is at 7 p.m. That night, whatever social media platform you like, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or even TikTok for the kids, consider just going on your personal network, hitting live. You can tell people ahead of time, just sharing your life saver story, like how an ostomy has saved your life, how has it changed your life. Be personal, because people don't talk about it. And it really, things will get better for everyone if people are able to be more open and talk about it. So that's one of the things about social media wise.
That's such a great point, Ed, because I know myself, it wasn't that I wasn't telling people purposefully, but it wasn't like I was going into yoga class and going, oh, hey, I'm Elaine, I have an ostomy. Like, no, I didn't tell anyone. And, I was kind of new to the area that I live now. So it was kind of like, I just got on with my life. The people that knew me well knew I had one. But, I have so many friends through yoga that are students that they had no idea. And when I first kind of put it out there on social media, maybe 5 years ago, people were stunned, but they were also absolutely amazed because they're like, where is it? Because they see me in like tight yoga pants all the time. They're like, where is it? What is it? What are you talking about? What,
Yeah.
you know, because when I got mine, it was before social media, you know, all of that.
Hmm.
So once you do share your story, like what I found was like people, it nearly inspired other people, you know, to step it up a little bit and to know that, gosh, you can do anything. Like it's amazing. Medicine is amazing. So I think it's great if you can get out there to inspire other people with your story.
Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons we started to run for Resilient Ostomy 5K, which is going on its 7th year now. Uh, and this year, everything's virtual, so people, can get out there and walk, run, whatever you want to do, wherever you live, on a treadmill inside. You can sign up ostomy5k.org for that. Our t-shirts are very popular this year. I think they're about out now, but you can still get out there. You can start a team, a fundraiser team, or gather friends together and share your message that way. What we really wanted from that was more of an awareness campaign to get people out there on the streets, get them in the public. You can contact your local media. We have a release or a letter to the editor template that you can use on our website to let your local media know. You don't have to go live on your Facebook, but if you're involved in the run or do something, anything for Ostomy Awareness Day, tell us, share them with us. Tag us, share your photos. We'd love to see that stuff, and more importantly, other people love to see it and are inspired by it. I hear every day. It really changes people's lives just to see the perspective. So I definitely encourage anyone who wants to do that. Maybe you do want to keep it more private, but you can write your lawmakers, try to get awareness day passed as a proclamation where you live. We've had a lot of success over the years. Massachusetts, the governor declared that as Awareness Day, and a lot of other states around the country.
That's great. Yeah, getting involved, on the local level, I feel is really important as well, and is something that I need to do myself, just to get the word out there. So for everyone, doing what is comfortable for you, and that all depends on what stage you're at. For me, it took me quite a few years to feel anyway comfortable about having my ostomy and telling people, because it is such a personal journey. And just, do really just like go with it, do what's comfortable for you. And maybe it's just sharing with one other friend that you hadn't told before. Like it can just start with that. And that's really important as well. I would love to just check in on our comments.
Sure.
So I'm going to go over to that. So please post up. Um, Oh, hi, Vaughn. Hi, Robert. This is so great watching in from Ohio. Hi, Angie. Hi, Francine. Francine was also one of my nurses. She works with my sister at the Brigham and Women's Hospital. Like amazing nurses. I really owe so much to all of you, amazing nurses and doctors. Hi, Linda's here. Oh, and David. Oh, I was talking to David yesterday, who's the previous president of the UOAA, who had his ostomy since '73. So that's like nearly going over like 4 decades. So that is amazing. He got his when he was 18, and definitely helped to save his life. And as he says here, he says, "I was terrified, but it has been the best decision ever. Now, 47 years later, I have been able to live a full, complete life, done it all, traveled the world, married the love of my life, and have 5 adult sons." So that is just fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. I'm just scrolling down here. And also, if you have any questions for us, please post them up if you have questions for Ed. I'm just reading here, Lenora, that you've had you're 2 months in. So you're still a newbie. Stick with it. Get in touch with me if you have any questions. I have a free guide as well. I'll post up a link to that in a little bit. 2 years ago, you had your large colon removed. Because mine just wasn't working, right? Sometimes you got to call junk junk. Okay. Yeah, and it is scary. So I'm just reading Leonora's comment here that it's scary to go out in public. I mean, I was terrified. I was like teaching yoga performer, and so I was kind of forced into doing that from the start. But believe me, I know I felt like it was showing so much, but you realize it doesn't really. So definitely get in touch with me. I also did cry every single day for at least the first year. So, just honor your breakdowns as they happen. It's okay. And you will get through it. You will get through it. So there was a little echo with Ed with what you were saying, but hopefully that has fixed itself.
Okay, I could hear it on my end.
Yeah, I could hear it a little bit too, but I think it's all good. Kathleen, welcome on. And this is also a great. Hi, Justin. Justin's had his for 27 years from ulcerative colitis, and Robert from colon cancer. So thank you everyone for sharing. I mean, it's really important, and for other people to know how you are doing and where you are at on your journey also. If you're watching this on the replay, you can also put in comments and I will see them and I will be able to respond also. All right. Awesome. So no particular questions, but if you have any questions, just put them up there. I'm also going to, if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Elaine O'Rourke Yoga, Ostomy, and IBD. All the videos are posted up there. And if you follow me on Facebook on the Ostomy IBD Life page, then you will also get the notifications. So really good idea, because every week we'll be touching on something different. Okay, so Ed, how else can people get involved? Is there some other ways, or what are some of the other myths that might be out there about ostomies, so that we can begin to reduce the stigma about having an ostomy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this year I don't know if you still have the echo. Yeah.
No, I don't have the echo.
Okay. This year we made a new infographic, Mythbusters, kind of a graphic you can use, and you can share that on your social media or other places.
Okay, great. So, and that's on the ostomy.org website. And I know that there's a bunch of graphics there that you can share on your social media and to download that Mythbusters. It's really good. I like it because there's a lot of things on there. Sorry, continue, Ed. I interrupted.
Sure. No, there's a lot of basic that we're still working every day. Get people to realize that you don't have to eat certain foods. We have a diet so people understand the difference between the diet after surgery and a month later. Definitely, most people probably, I can guarantee they've met a person with an ostomy, even if they never knew it or not.
Sorry, you broke up a little bit there. Still, the reception isn't in May West.
Yeah, I just said that ostomies. People have likely met a person with an ostomy in their life and never knew it.
Yes.
and you wouldn't know it because the pouches are odor-proof, and they're a lot different from maybe what people have thought about maybe 40 years ago, and all the different things you can do, and you don't have to be homebound. You just have to find the pouching system that works for you, and that can really help.
Really important to find, and we discussed that last week with the nurse Anita, to find the pouching system, because until you get that sorted out, it isn't fun, but when you get all of the right products for your body, and everyone's different, then your life will really be transformed, and there is just so much that is available to you. And to remember that, and to get around people that will help pick you up when you're feeling down is so important. And that's what Ostomy Awareness is really all about. I'm just going to go back into the chat just to see if there was anything else. Okay. Let me. One of the myths to dispel. Oh yes, great one from David. One of the myths to dispel is that ostomates cannot go swimming. I am proof. I go surfing, as much as I can here on the East Coast. But I went surfing for 2 hours yesterday. I met my friend Sarah, who is a brand new ostomate, and she and I took a swim together yesterday. We are both still surviving. We both still have our appliances on, and we didn't have any mishaps. So that absolutely, you can go swimming with an ostomy, absolutely. Another one from David is, one last myth is that everyone can tell you are wearing a pouch. No, no one can tell, nor, very good point, nor does anybody else care, right? So when you are seeing yourself, and I remember saying this to actually a couple of clients of mine, that when you're looking at yourself, of course it's way more obvious, but you're seeing it through your eyes. When someone's looking directly in at you, they are not seeing your ostomy. They are not looking for it, nothing like that. So, and that's some of the mindset work that can be cleared pretty easily, I feel. Okay, Leonora, how do you decide what is the best product for you? I only know 2 products. Is there more? Well, there's a lot of different companies, Leonora. There's, and I don't work for any product company, but there's Hollister, there's Convatec, there's Coloplast, and, all of them have, their products are all going to be a little bit different. I personally use a 2-piece, but I spent the first year, I tried a bunch of different products. Some things would work for a while and then they wouldn't, so I would try something else. So I ended up with using a 2-piece from Hollister. That just is what works for me. But you can also get samples from different companies. So call them up, ask for samples so that you can get a fit that really works for you, or even to get in touch with your ostomy nurse. And if you don't have an ostomy nurse, get in touch with Nurse Anita. Her website is anitanurse.com. anitanurse.com. Okay. So let me just check if there's any other questions. Okay. So, Ed, was there anything else that we wanted to let people know in regard to Ostomy Awareness Day?
Yeah, I mean, there's really a ton going on, even too much to even mention all here. So I really encourage everyone to go to ostomy.org. There's a right on there for Ostomy Awareness Day. You can look at all the different things you can do. We're going to do a Facebook Live collaboration with Crohn's Colitis Foundation that day. Yet is the many things they're doing with sponsors and manufacturers. They all have a lot. I encourage you to check out all the things they're doing. Here's if you check the art T-shirt.
Oh, let me put it on the full screen. Can you hold that up again?
Yeah. That's the Convatec shirt that's going out where you can order that on our website if you haven't got it. Ours yet. We're done for Brazilians. Also, anyone who donates bucks will get a bandana from us this year too.
Okay, great. And just to remind people, the UOAA is a nonprofit organization. So if you are in the position to be able to donate, then you can go on to ostomy.org and donate so that they can keep on doing the amazing work that they do.
Yes, I'll just say it's one of our major fundraisers for the year, and definitely with everything going virtual this year, at least the Run for Resilience, it's great to see. We've had a lot of people sign up for virtual running, so that's great. But Ostomy Awareness itself is just something for everyone, the whole community. And there's a lot to do for the manufacturers as well. So definitely check all that out. We have other graphics you can share. And also, anyone should look up. We have over 300 support groups in the country. A lot of them are still meeting virtually. And hopefully they'll be able to get back together. Hopefully maybe next year. But even them, they're still organizing teams for this Run for Resilience and trying to have that sense of community still. So, if you can connect with other people with an ostomy, even if it's just virtually right now, it can make a huge difference. And encourage everyone to do that as well.
Great, and that's really good point that all of the affiliated support groups through the UOAA, and they are listed on the site. And if you have any questions about that, you can just message me or get in touch with the UOAA directly through their website, and to get any of the graphics that Ed is talking about. And I realize the sound quality isn't the best. It was still a little echoey there, but hopefully people were able to get the general idea of what Ed was saying. And I might actually, I'm not a runner these days, but maybe I'll try and do the 7K. Okay, I said that out loud, so now someone has to hold me accountable. Maybe my sister will do it with me. Janine, will you do the 7K with me?
Even if you just walk around the block, anything anyone can do. That's really what it's all about, just getting out there and telling your friends and family, have them support you. Just to get serious, we still hear about people, choosing to die rather than have ostomy surgery. So when at the end of the day, when we hear those stories, we realize how important it is to raise ostomy awareness. And even if it's Ostomy Awareness Day.
It is so important. Linda is wondering, does Ed have an ileostomy or an ostomy?
I do not personally, no. I've learned a lot through the years. I have a family member who does, but I do not. I'm here to champion and support all of you. So that's why I give voice to all of you on our blog and social media. So definitely get in touch with me, anyone who wants to.
Yeah, please get in touch if you would like to, because the more things that the UOA has, the more articles, videos that they have to post, then the more help it's going to provide for other people. And because it's a scary decision. Some of us, I didn't really have a choice. Some people do have more of a choice. Some people just wake up and they have an ostomy. So that is shocking for the system. That, of course, is going to require, some getting used to, and recognizing that there is so much emotional content in that, but there is so many people around to support you and to help you through it. So I think that kind of answers everything. Ed, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I'm going to wrap things up. Again, I'm going to just put up Ed's information, and ostomy.org is the UOAA website. And Ed, I will talk to you soon. So I'm going to just let you go out of the room. I'll talk to you later. And back to me. As I said, please join me each week. I think this was awesome. Hopefully you were able to hear what Ed was saying. If anything was unclear, just let me know and I can let you know what you might have missed. Join me next week. Next week, I am going to have Deb Fox on, who is also another amazing person. Does an awful lot of work for people with ostomies, and she's going to let us know about Ostomy 211 and what that is. And I will also be sharing a little bit more. If you are struggling, please get in touch with me. I'll put up my website again. It's ElaineO'Rourke.com. I have a free download for people with ostomies. I also have another one for people with IBD, so you can visit those separate pages on my website. I am here available for you because I want you to be able to thrive in your life. So go ahead and grab your guides and make sure, as I said, to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to follow me on my Facebook page and let people know about this, because that's just going to help more and more people. So that is all for now. I'll see you again live at 5 next Tuesday. That's 5 o'clock East Coast time in the States. And take care of yourself and get ready. Think about what you can do for Ostomy Awareness Day on October 3rd. All right. Thank you, everyone. Stay well.